One key concept for understanding the Mass is the term sacrifice. Now, these days, the idea of sacrifice doesn't go much beyond that of the sacrifice fly in baseball, when the batter hits the ball up, gets himself out, but advances the runner. In other words, giving up something for someone else. But that has very little to do with the original meaning of the word, which comes from Latin, sacrum facere. It means to make holy, or to set aside for God. Now, peoples of all cultures, of all times, of all religions, have had sacrifice present. In other words, they've felt unworthy in some way before God, even up to deserving death, and have tried to make it up to Him in some way, hopefully staving off God's anger and punishment. Now, with the Israelites, things were different because God, in revealing Himself, established a personal relationship with them. And that's one of the reasons He would never tolerate barbaric practices like human sacrifice. Rather, sacrifice for them usually ended up with God giving them something. For example, one particular Hebrew sacrifice was the whole community would assemble and place their hand upon an animal and confess their sins against God and neighbor, as if placing the guilt of their sin on the animal and driving it out of the camp. In other words, the sacrifice would be a vehicle to obtain God's grace and favor. Now, wouldn't it be great if there were such a vehicle of God's grace and favor today? There is one. It's the Mass. And that's, again, why we worship.